Controllers. We love them, we hate them, all sorts of things. I did a sort of review series on my second channel shelf where I looked at all these. So here's a compilation of all the ones that used Mario Kart DS as the testing game. Spoiler, most of these suck.
I got this SNES controller from an op shop for $10. Let's see how it plays Mario Kart.
Well, I mean, like, buttons are, like, not the best. Like, they're fine. The D-pad's really big. Look how far I have to move my thumb over. Unlike, you know, an OG DS, the D-pad's just tall as well. My hand's actually hurting from trying to press this shoulder button. Oh, I'm so good at this game. Perfectly serviceable. Better than the keyboard. There we go.
Pink controller. I think like one of my favorite parts about this controller is the USB adapter is also pink. So let's play Mario Kart with it. So yeah, I got this controller from an op shop because it's rock candy pink. Like, how could you not want that? As you can see, it's an Xbox 360 controller. That's why I need that adapter, which came with it. Oh, I don't understand, like, this more like dents on the joystick for some reason that I'm not too sure about. And like, the triggers just do not feel nice. As you see, I am playing with Switch or Nintendo layout rather than Xbox layout for the buttons. Like, I'm pressing B instead of I'm pressing B for A. But that's because my brain is dumb. That hit me? Oh, I can't get the blue shell dog. Let's try racing with the D-pad. You know, the classic Xbox 360 D-pad where it's this. This feels garbage. I will say I think it is better than the SNES controller, but that one's actually off-brand. This is like this is still third part. This is still a third-party controller, but like it's probably endorsed. It's Rock Candy. That's a company. I think it's PDP. This is made by PDP. Why are the buttons up here? Why? Like, why? PDP. I've got an actual Xbox One controller by them, which is my go-to Xbox controller. But we've done the race, and I can now stop using this. We have a Gamecube controller, an actual one. Look how bad the stick is. Oh, I failed a startup boost. Thankfully, the title wide, I can't PRV because I am bad. But we're still going to try. So we're going to see how like it does a GameCube controller form, because unlike the other controllers in this series, it's like an actual official one. We're here on Piranha Plant's side, which is a very GameCube style track, because there aren't that many GameCube retros in CTGP. First impressions on this controller are fine and like snaky. I mean, there's a lot of trouble. You see how like far my thumb has to go in order to like perform a hop. I've been using this controller for other games as well, like Mario Kart Double Dash, which I don't enjoy. I use it for Smash Brothers Ultimate, and I understand the hype. I prefer my Pro Controller because this thing feels like this joystick is a bit bad. You know what, for this third lap, let's use the D-pad. I hate this already. The D-pad feels smushy. Sucks. I do like the place on the Y button lets you easily toggle the bottom screen, because usually I have like this button here. Or it'd actually be this button here on like my Pro Controller set to Y as well, so I can perform bottom screen, but here I'd set to like Z. And that's the race. I like the controller. I prefer this thing. Off-brand. Now this controller sucks. It's a regular GameCube controller, so it's made for a GameCube. I got it to have a GameCube controller, but now I've got an actual GameCube controller that this one's sort of obsolete unless I need multiple people to play GameCube games. This controller is cheap, feels bad, the buttons feel worse. I don't know how they achieved it, but every button is a nuisance to press. The buttons feel stiff and bad. Don't use an off-brand GameCube controller for Mario Kart. Probably don't use an off-brand controller ever. I mean, like, there are good off-brand controllers. Well, like, not really like off-brand, but you can get like second-party controllers by like PDP, and they're usually fine. Oh, I'm gonna hit. Like, you know, they're good, like, second-party controllers, but, like, off-brand, like, we're missing the GameCube logo. Like, just don't get an off-brand one that's cheap. I'm gonna try using a D-pad. Ugh. I have tried using this controller for Smash Brothers when I first got. I was like, oh, let's try using it for Smash Brothers. Yep, that's the phrasing. And you could actually get the stick stuck in a up position. Don't know why. Just funny. Offbrand GameCube Controller for Mario Kart DS. Don't. I bought stuff. I've already tested this because I'm really bad at recording things. We have an N64 controller. It's really bad. Okay, this controller's weird. I'm not sure I want to say it's bad. The stick sucks, because that's just a piece of plastic made to look like it's doing something, but it just hurts to hold. But this actually isn't too bad. Like, I've held really bad controllers. Like, you know, these solid buttons, like, you know, it's not great. I'd rather use my actual, like, Switch Pro controller. But, like, the buttons are a bit mushy, like, you know, there's a bit too much membrane, but it's a functional controller. Can't wait to try that D-pad, though. It looks big. No, this controller isn't too bad. Yeah, I've never used an actual N64 controller. So far, it isn't too bad. This is a lot nicer. But that could just be the N64 when we held it like that. That is a bad D-pad. But to be honest, there aren't that many good D-pads. They all sort of suck. Like, even like Switch Pro Controller and the GameCube Controller, like, those are some awful D-pads. When the D-pad's big, but it's also tall. It's like, I really like my Nintendo original DS. My original Nintendo DS. Because it has a nice big D-pad for Mario Kart DS. Except the thing with that is that there's no travel on the buttons. What? This controller's fine. I'll happily add it to the collection of dodgy off-brand controllers. Wingman. Not just any Wingman, by Logitech. What is this controller? It has 4 buttons. It's got a D-pad that's recessed weirdly. It's got 2 shoulder buttons, but I'm not sure if this one works. It was $15. Yikes. It's really interesting because it has these nice little like seats here that you rest your fingers in. It feels like really comfortable to hold. I don't understand why these ones are so far away. We shall see if it's precise with the grand old test of Mario Kart DS. Oh, it's got a name. It's called the Wingman Precision USB. No! We do not have a functional shoulder button. I will say, this control's really comfortable. Apart from the lack of the button, but that doesn't make it not uncomfortable, that just makes it a nuisance to play. I'm not sure if you can pick up the controller sound clicking. It's really loud. Oh god. Damn, without my snaking up and reduced to rubble. I don't know why the buttons are so far away from each other. Like, it's just a bit weird. Come on, the comeback. The comeback is real. We can win with even without drifting. Let's go! This controller, it's fine. Like, you know, built solidly, made by Logitech. What do you expect? I don't understand why you'd use this. Or why you'd pay $15. That's my own fault. And I found this. You're gonna be like, oh, what's the difference with this? It's a wireless nunchuck. It's not. There's no nunchuck. I turned it around. What is that? So, it's the same concept. However, you put your normal Wii Nunchuck in a holder. It's like the Wii Zapper. It costs $6. I don't know what this clearance thing is for. Oh no, they're on the floor over there. Why? I hate this plastic. So,
Here's our dude. What does he need? He needs triples. Is there no manual? Is that just the manual there? We put this in there. Put it in there and we wrap it around and this goes in there. Upside down for some reason. Cool. Why? There's no power switch, this is a power button! I'm showing why is that. Wrap the cable around, did that plug the nunchuck connect? See, but that light, this light keeps flashing at different speeds. Why is it 2-page dedicated to simply getting rid of the device? Like, imagine playing with this. Like, yeah. This is good! Where can I find something on the wireless BM3096? Look how bad it is! You know how much I really wanted to play Mario Kart Wii? Sucker needs in water. X360 for PS3, PC, Android. Wireless controller. A language. It's an Xbox 360 controller that you can use with the Xbox 360 despite it not saying so. Imported today. For using this product, read all accompanying information and the 360 manual for safety. This isn't for 360, it's for players free. Yeah, players free. Well, let's open this up. Let's see if the Offshop controller is good. This is new, by the way. In an Offshop, they had multiple of these. Savers. Oh. Oh, we got a plastic shroud. Use this as a cake mold. Oh, got a dongle. PS wireless gaming receiver. We got the controller. Ooh, some words. Has a start button. Holy shit, it is compatible with Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and PC and the phone. And this thing is. Thankfully, I have bats. Controller. It's already connected because I did it earlier. I am a fraud. Cool. Straight off the bat, this thumbstick has these weird little nubs on it. Also, my game is in widescreen. With an actual correct ratios, we can now complain about this controller. Oh god. First of all, the controller is really loud. It's a click. It is a click. I'm not confirming or denying if it's good, but it is clicking. I don't like it. The back shoulder buttons are fine. I don't really like them on Xbox 360 controllers anyway. I'm not a fan of this joystick having these little circles on it for like grip. Finally got an item. And yep, it works. Let's try using the D-pad for a bit. Now, this sort of D-pad sucks, where it's sort of like a fumble thing. Oh no. Oh, yes. Oh, no, you avoid the red shell. But yeah, this just feels awful. D-pads are an art, and like, only Nintendo controllers are good at it. Even then, have you seen a Gamecube controller? That thing is an awful D-pad. I cannot play game today. As always, we can dodge a blue shell with these controllers. Well, anyway. That's the Xbox 360 controller from the Offshop, but it new from the Offshop. I love this orb. We're looking at this. Anchor is that brand responsible for a lot of cheap electronics at Kmart here in Australia. This is a wired controller. There's not much to the box, in fact there's basically nothing. It tells us that it's wired with lighting. It has a turbo button, real cool. And it's compatible with Nintendo Switch and Windows devices. Thankfully, I'm running MKDS on a Windows device, but we may turn on the Switch, see how that goes. I've already tried opening this because this tape here is stupid. So we're opening it from the bottom. We have a controller,
We have a cable I'm not going to use, and we've got a manual. Oh, this little hand graphic they have to point out the things. It's real. Compatible with PS3. Anyway, let's plug into this really inconvenient cable. It's lights up. And yep, we're into the game. This controller was a hassle to set up, but now we get to actually review the darn thing. Honestly, it's not the worst controller. I got this for $15, but that was because it was on a clearance sale, so I really don't want these. The buttons are very, like, long to press. They're not, like, bad. They do a bit of travel to them. I'm not entirely a fan of this stick. It's got a very deep well for, like, the actual button. And, like, these buttons here, like, I wouldn't feel bad giving this controller to someone, but I'd rather give them a good controller. Now, let's try the D-pad. I mean, not bad. It's not a bad D-pad. I'd rather not use it though. Oh no. But yeah, it's a controller. I have tested this controller with Super Smash Bros. Because that game uses a lot more buttons than this A and this button. It was alright. I prefer using like a proper controller, like a Switch Pro controller, but this controller, it's fine. Like it's got a turbo button, so you can actually if you want to just spam B. I have a friend that really likes NES. He would love this. Today's not going to be big because it's just this thing. It's a PlayStation 1 controller that's really metallically blue. I don't know anything about it apart from I think I paid too much. Oh god, it tells you what the buttons are. So let's get into Mario Kart. So one thing about this button is I have accidentally mapped Y incorrectly. Now with Y mapped correctly, this D-pad is not good. It could be because like you can see it's actually not like a regular like Nintendo D-pad. This is a PlayStation D-pad where the there's just this massive gaps between the buttons. Not like it's bad, but probably not good for a game with a lot of left rightening with like Mario Kart DS. The buttons aren't good. I mean, I've never used an actual original PlayStation controller because why would I? But like these buttons, like they're not good, but they're not bad. These buttons have a lot of like travel to them. They're pretty good. I can't drift in this. Unfortunately, like these start and select buttons are like that membrane type, so they aren't very nice to press. But yeah, overall it's alright. I don't know how you would cope with if you did not know what the layout of the XY triangle last one would be, but honestly, it's better than it should be. But I still don't want to use this. Also, these shoulder buttons aren't like, you can see they're just buttons, not like an actual trigger, or even got a lot of surface areas. But they work, they press. No complaints.